The Iraqi dinar, a new era, begins as major U.S. bank makes bold move. As we step into May 2025, the conversation surrounding the Iraqi dinar, IQD, has taken a sharp and potentially groundbreaking turn. What once was a speculative topic is now seeing real-world action, not just in forums or investment circles, but in the operational decisions of one of America's largest financial institutions, Chase Bank. This isn't about online rumors or hopeful chatter. This is a concrete change rooted in institutional behavior. Whether you're a cautious observer, an IQD investor, or someone keeping an eye on global economic developments, this is a turning point you should not ignore. Chase Bank's strategic overhaul, a sign of what's to come. Chase Bank has officially begun a wide-scale overhaul of its foreign exchange procedures, placing an unexpected but serious focus on the Iraqi dinar. These aren't small policy tweaks. What we're seeing is a top-to-bottom transformation of how IQD is handled within the bank's systems. Why is this significant? Because when a financial entity as influential as Chase makes such operational adjustments, it's rarely without cause. These changes suggest the bank is preparing for a sharp uptick in IQD transactions, and possibly even a revaluation event. Financial institutions like Chase don't make major moves in a vacuum. Their decisions are often informed by collaboration with regulatory authorities such as the U.S. Treasury, the Federal Reserve, and international bodies like the IMF and World Bank. This lends strong credibility to the idea that these IQD-specific updates are more than just internal housekeeping. They could be a sign of something much larger. New procedures. Around the IQD. What's changing? Chase's updated IQD policies reflect a much stricter, more controlled environment for dealing with this currency. Here's what's new. 1. Appointment-only currency exchanges. IQD transactions will no longer be processed on a walk-in basis. All exchanges must now be scheduled with the bank's dedicated foreign exchange team. This indicates the bank is anticipating an influx of IQD holders and wants to manage the volume in an organized way. 2. Stricter ID requirements. Customers wishing to exchange dinar must now present valid, government-issued identification. This shift ensures compliance with federal regulations and helps mitigate fraud or illegal activity, suggesting Chase is treating IQD as a high-security asset. 3. Advanced currency verification systems. The days of simple UV light checks are over. All IQD notes must now go through sophisticated scanning machines capable of detecting advanced forgeries. In addition, worn or damaged notes will be refused. Only pristine bills issued directly from the Central Bank of Iraq will be accepted. 4. Daily transaction limits. Enforced Chase has placed a strict cap of 5 million IQD per customer per day. While this could be seen as a constraint, it's also a sign the bank is expecting a spike in volume and is putting guardrails in place to ensure steady, scalable operations. Floating operational rate, a quiet but monumental change. Perhaps the most telling clue about what Chase is preparing for is its introduction of a floating operational rate for the IQD. This internal policy language suggests that the bank is no longer anchoring its exchange rate solely to the official rate set by the Central Bank of Iraq. Instead, they may now be adjusting the rate dynamically, based on real-time market movements, supply-demand conditions, and potentially a shift in Iraq's monetary policy. This is unprecedented for a major U.S. bank. By enabling systems that can accommodate real-time valuation changes, Chase may be signaling its expectation of a possible revaluation, or at the very least, significant currency volatility. New legal disclaimers. A bank protecting itself. An equally important signal comes in the form of a new disclosure agreement that IQD holders must now sign before exchanging their currency. The document states clearly that Chase holds no liability for any change in currency value after a transaction is completed. In simpler terms, if you exchange your dinar today and its value increases tomorrow, you can't come back asking for a higher payout. This is a standard risk management move, but one that only gets implemented when an institution believes a material event could soon affect the asset in question. It's another data point in an increasingly convincing pattern. Ripple effect. Will other banks follow? Chase is often a trendsetter in the financial world. When it makes moves, especially bold ones, others often follow. Insiders report that both Wells Fargo and Bank of America are closely observing Chase's new IQD protocols. Should they follow suit, we could see a domino effect across the U.S. banking sector, standardizing dinar exchange procedures and possibly legitimizing the currency in the eyes of broader financial markets. Such coordination could also point to behind-the-scenes preparation for a globally acknowledged revaluation. It's possible that what we're witnessing is the beginning of a long-awaited transition where the Iraqi dinar moves from speculative holding to recognized international currency. The bigger picture: Iraq's economic momentum. To understand why these changes are happening now, we must look at the broader economic landscape in Iraq. Over the past several years, Iraq has been making significant strides toward economic reform and global integration. The country is in the process of joining the World Trade Organization, WTO, a move that would unlock new international markets and attract more stable foreign investment. It has also expanded its reserve assets beyond the US dollar to include the euro, Chinese yuan, and Saudi rial, diversifying its exposure and signaling growing financial maturity. In addition, Iraq has reduced inflation, increased oil production, and managed national debt with more fiscal discipline than in the past. All of these efforts build the case that the country is on the brink of a new era, one that global banks like Chase are beginning to respond to. What should dinar holders do now? So, what does this mean for people currently holding Iraqi dinar? The answer largely depends on individual financial circumstances. If you require immediate liquidity, it may be prudent to exchange now under the newly established guidelines. However, if you're in a position to wait, and if these institutional signals continue to build, holding out for a possible revaluation could yield better results. In either case, here are some recommended steps. 1. Reach out to your local Chase branch and ask for the Foreign Currency Exchange Department specifically. 2. Schedule your appointment early. Availability may shrink rapidly as demand rises. 3. Review your IQD bills. Only notes in excellent condition, issued by the Central Bank of Iraq, will be accepted. 4. Avoid counterfeit notes. Only acquire currency through verified dealers or institutions. Unofficial or unverified dinar may be rejected. Final thoughts. Prepare, don't speculate. Chase Bank's decisive actions show that something significant may be in motion. This is no longer about hype or guesswork. Institutions are restructuring operations, issuing legal disclaimers, investing in new tech, and retraining staff, all signs of serious preparation. Whether a revaluation happens next week, next month, or next year, the groundwork is clearly being laid. Ask yourself this: are you ready? Because this isn't just about speculation anymore, it's about positioning yourself for what could be a financial turning point.